All right, cool. Thanks, Marcos. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the Q2 meetup. Just gonna try to skip the slides with Marcos's thing. That's okay. Here you go. So we skipped that one part. It's done. So I just want a quick agenda of the of this meetup. Do a quick little intro, summit recap, and reminders for those who were in Boston. Also, operational war stories from Mohammed from Vexos. So thanks for telling us your sleepless night stories and and upgrades and RabbitMQ crashing and stuff like that. So a little break, and then Marcos will pick it up and talk about Ceph, upcoming releases. Now we're at Kraken, but the next LTS, which is what? Luminous, yes. And also the new engine that goes behind it. All right, so you already said it, but I want to say it again. So I just want to say thank you to our sponsors. So thank you, Red Hat, for hosting us and feeding us. Also, well, thanks to CloudOps for paying for me to be here. And Juniper, who's there as a global sponsor. So we just take their money and we go everywhere with it. So that's what we do. So thanks, Jeff, who's taking pictures. All right, so let's get started. That's my ego slide. So for those who don't know me, I'm not going to do a Randy bias, like who knows me. For those who were at the summit, at the yeah, that's about. I'm just missing a kid coming in, say, oh. I just hope that it's not ending up on Twitter. Yeah. So I'm the director of OpenStack solution at CloudOps. Been doing like cloud stuff forever, and speaker, mentor, lazy man repo for those who want some Ceph automation kind of thing. Just go there and pick it up. Feel free. Enough about me. Oh no, I have to talk again. Sorry. So a little summit recap, reminders by me. So. That was one of the good thing about the summit is that we went to Fenway, and that's about it for the Stack City party. For those who were there, it's like yep, one hot dog, one beer, and then empty field. That's cool. So we could have done better. So summit recap: there was 5,000 plus attendees, and versus like Austin where there was like 7,000. Good reason. PTG 2 months before. So those people maybe don't come to the summit after, so just factor that in. That's roughly about it. 1,000 plus companies represented, more than 60 countries, 750 plus session. That one is mine, so I'm gonna own it. It's like for me, the day one keynote was the worst one ever, but that's my opinion. Those who enjoyed it, no problem. For me, I think it's a transition meetup, not meetup, summit, so kind of shows a bit. We'll see how Australia goes and Vancouver, start of next year. So yes, so that's a good. Coming back to Canada. So currency-wise, we'll be okay this time. Because it hurt over there. One of the good talks over there was the U.S. Army Cyber School. Where they went from Ethernet cable hanging out the ceiling on some laptops and some servers to like a full-fledged setting with Ceph and like 2,000 cores. It was really interesting the way they use it to make people learn how to basically treat cyber attacks, and that's giving them the compute power to actually do that, which is really interesting. So that was a good talk. So if you go to the sorry, I'm just finding the button. So if you go to the summit page for the videos, it's one of the good ones. Superuser Word, there was two winners this time. So Paddy Power Betfair, which is basically like a betting platform, but they went full CI/CD using OpenStack, boosting their release cycle. Really interesting. The other one is UK Cloud. So it's kind of rare to see there's a government agency with all the clouds, like for taxes and everything, that's running on OpenStack and leveraging it. So that's the UK government cloud, which is really interesting.
Just one point, the Paddy Power reference architecture, 20 pages long, it's online. They obviously like what they did and how.
So good. So yeah. Do you have the link? You can maybe post it on Slack or on the Meetup page. Cool. Thanks. So yeah, day 2 keynotes. I've got some great demos that saved the day. Some worked, some didn't. It's always the thing. You do a dry run, it works. Then you reboot everything. Oh, forgot to clean up something, and then it doesn't work when we're live. But that's the beauty of being on stage. So that was good. We had the interrupt challenge. So again, Mo from Vexos that was on stage doing the interrupt challenge. So good job, man. And we had Edward Snowden live, well, remote. So that was also interesting on a always connected, like, when my cell phone is off, is it really off? Is it not transmitting some, weird stuff to the NSA or the Russians? Arit? That guy. So from the one thing that was clear is that the day 2 thing was still a challenge, and somebody pasted, I think it's in our CloudOps Slack channel, that fake O'Reilly cover book, and I just loved it. Like the guy who wrote this is gone, and then we have like no comments, no doc, 20 tickets, and FML. So so that's still something that's there around OpenStack. Like we know how to deploy it, but the operation side of things is somehow always an issue. Regardless of the vendor you're using, if there's a solution there, you still have to learn that there's a path to operation when it comes to OpenStack that needs to happen. So it's still a pain in the neck for some people, but we're getting there. But I found the image really interesting. So, whoops, sorry. So one of the other things from the recap from the summit is that what kind of tools you're running on OpenStack. So of course, like Kubernetes was there, 45%, OpenShift, Cloud Foundry, private cloud as a service, something that they've mentioned a lot. There's a lot of companies that are transitioning to, like, we'll run it for you, just pay the bill and use it. So one of them guys that were doing the demo was, but talking about it was Marentis, who went from, we have a distro to we'll operate it for you because you don't know how to run that thing, so we'll do full CI/CD using Ks, using salt formulas and reclass and everything, so you can update easier. And all the cool videos can be found on the summit. And of course, my liver was not happy on Friday because of all the late nights over there. One thing is good about the summit is all the after day party where you get to meet everybody, but really unconnected from OpenStack, and then you can just have a cool day, which is really great. So the liver part, of course, was not that true, but felt that should put that in. It didn't hurt that much. Carlos, you're still okay? All right, cool. I couldn't resist, sorry, man. So we actually had a gathering of the OpenStack Canada Slack channel at Boston. Actually, we crashed somebody else's party to drink their booze and food. So thanks, Red Hat, Dell, Midokura. I think this was yeah. Yes, Red Hat, Midokura, Dell. So yeah. And yeah, Cumulus. And then you have a Juniper guide right there. So that was really good to actually see people. For those who are not on the Slack channel, I will post it again. If you want to join, we find a way. We just made it self-registration, so you don't have to send me your email. So I invite you, just go in, register, and then we're 160 or 115 users, and people are just chatting about issues and back and forth. So it's really a great way to reach out to your Stacker friends. Best T-shirt, I don't know, get overlaid. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm just going to put it there. So that was it was so funny. So I'm going to put it there. Also, just to wrap things up, next meetup, September. So 1 per quarter. So Montreal is we're gonna have a talk about Montreal, but we need more. So you can submit your talk in the meetup page. And if you're wondering if you're able to talk in front of people, then just remember that some people submitted a talk about. Yes. Well, Toastmaster, or just like if you're able to sell a movie about a tornado full of shark 4 times, like man, you can do a talk OpenStack, no problem. Man. So, no problem. And there's also possible OpenStack Days Canada in the fall. There's some people in the Ottawa user group that are trying to put things in place. So the first one was last year here in Montreal. So now they're trying to do something in Ottawa. And we're kind of also trying to bring it back 2018 in Montreal, maybe at the end of the year, depending on where the summit also will be. If they're, they probably won't do like Vancouver, then Montreal. It'll be for the summit, that would be awesome. But I doubt. But if they go back to Europe and everything, people who can travel, really expensive, having an OpenStack day makes it interesting to meet your peers and spending an entire day on OpenStack instead of just like 2 hours and a half. So, no, not that one again. So we're gonna send a link to the presentation today on the Meetup page. We're recording. We're gonna MacGyver the video with everything to sync it up. If you want to join your fellow stackers, like I mentioned, you can go on the super long URL or just scan the QR code, which will be at the end, also the last slide. So just one at the end, just pop up, take a picture. Feel free. We have a bunch of channels on the Slack master channel. So if you want to do to sort everything out in terms of talking networking, big data, the MQ, like the MQ channel has been super active lately. People having questions, also like Ubuntu related issues, and it's really interesting to see people talking on that channel. So. And yeah, lastly, well, we have there's nothing on it right now, but a place we're going to put some stuff. I looked at the San Diego user group that's using GitHub to store their slides. So I created a repo. And also, if we ever do demos, we're going to, like lesson learns from the summit. If you do like labs and everything, just like use Etherpad to make sure everybody gets their information and everything. So it's like, hey, might as well create one, everybody can use it. So yeah, so that's having issues with that liquor.